Hello, this is a quick breakdown of SC1. Well, first, if your job benefits from a 2-minute pot, you should do an early pot here, and it'll be up for after Superchain Theory 2A, which is later in the fight. So breaking SC1 down into 3 parts might make it easier to digest. So this is the first part. It's the pairs or spread with an in or out. And second part, we will always go to the donut, where we stand on the left or right side depending on our debuffs. And then we have the last part, which is out/in or in/out, spread or tower/laser resolution. So for the first part of SC1, it will always be an in or out along with a partners or spread. The green ball means to go out and the blue donut means to go in. The purple shape is pairs and the red shape is a spread. The way I like to remember it is purple pairs and red spread. So in this case right here, this is the green shape, which means that it's an out. And this is the purple shape, which means that it is pairs or partners. So we will be out with our partners. So while we are moving to our initial spot, Engravement of Souls will be casted, and that will give us our debuffs. So here we have, I have the out, I have the spread at the very end of the mechanic, and I also have dark element on me. And this is actually role-based, so in this case, all the DPS will be spreading. So with debuff, and all the DPS here will be spreading. And all the supports here, the supports will have the tower or the laser mechanic. So this is role-based in that sense. So after we resolve the first part, we will go to the second part. So we resolve our out and pairs. And next, for the second part, we will always move to the donut. So in this scenario right here, I pan my camera and I see the donut conveniently over here. So I will simply just move to this general area. And I see that we need to go on this intercard at 1. This means that the other intercard here is not safe. We can use this to our advantage in a sense that if this donut right here happened to be the blue point blank AoE, I don't actually have to look and find the donut, because this in a hypothetical scenario is the point blank AoE, it's the green ball. This area would not be safe, which means that the donut would be around here. So you actually only have to look at one side. If it is the safe spot, then go to it. If it is not the safe spot, you can safely just go to the opposite other intercard, and then that would be the donut, because there's only one donut and one green ball, which is the AoE, which is not the safe spot. So after identifying the donut, we want to position ourselves within the donut. So right here, I have the dark, so I will be standing on the right side of the inner donut right here. So in a general sense, we want to be positioned around the ball that the donut is going to. And so we want certain debuffs to be on this side, certain debuffs to be on this side. So we will have a left, we will have a right side. And then I'll put an image right here showing what needs to be on what side. And after that, we're going to be doing the last part. So because I am the spread, I will just be explaining the spread portion. Later in the video, I will be showing the towers and the lasers. So for the spreads, it doesn't matter where you stand initially, but this final part will always be an in or an out, or an out or an in. So in this scenario, the out has a shorter chain than the in, so this is telling us that the out is happening first and then the in. So after resolving the out and in, so here, because I am a melee and I am in group 1 in this scenario, I'll be spreading through the boss on the left side relative to the boss. I'll be spreading this way. M2, so that would be my monk. The monk would be spreading on the right because they're group 2. So I am left, monk is 2. ranged 1 will be going outside, behind, on the left, and ranged 2 would be outside going on the right. And this also does apply to healers and tanks. So the tanks, main tank, tank 1 will go on the left, off tank, or tank 2 will go on the right, through the boss. Healer 1 will be going out left, healer 2 will be going out right. For tower and laser people, your job for the first mechanics are the exact same. It is just the last part of the mechanic that is a little bit different. So when you're going to your last part, make sure you do the in, out, in correctly first. And then if you're a tower, you need to place your tower in a correct location. And so how we do that is if you were to look at the boss this way, because yeah, some people will face their cameras toward the boss. Dark towers will place their tower on the right side relative to the boss, and light towers will place it on the left. So in this scenario, dark towers will be placed on marker D, and light tower will place it on marker A. So I am dark, so I'll be placing it on marker D. After you place your towers, I recommend going to the middle between the two towers, just in case, because sometimes people don't move out far enough and you want to get clipped by the AoEs that people drop. In this scenario, I have the light tower, so that means I will be placing it... Where do you think I'll place it? I'll place it on the B marker. So, again, so the final mechanic will happen at 1. If you look at the boss this way, the A marker would be right relative. Dark tower is, and B marker is where the light tower will, or should be dropped. It is on the left side. And it should look something like this. So in this specific scenario, my dark tower person places their tower incorrectly. So they need to place their dark tower on A. Fortunately, my dancer here does a Giga Chad move and adjusts for them and on-avance to the dark tower correctly. The difficult part about this specific mechanic for the towers is that you do need to abuse the snapshot slightly, or else what will happen is you will place the towers too close to other people, and that can cause a wipe. They get clipped by your tower. So when this orange right here, for the point blank AoE, disappears, you can freely walk in immediately as soon as this orange disappears. You don't have to wait for this animation, and same applies to this. As soon as this orange donut, notice how my debuff timer is at 1 second. If I wait in this donut too long, I might clip someone in here if they are too close to me. And so as soon as this orange disappears, you can run out. You don't have to wait for this white explosion to happen. You can move out as soon as the orange happens. This is pretty important, otherwise you're going to clip people and cause a wipe. The laser is much simpler. All you need to do is soak the tower that gets dropped on the side that you are on. So if you have the dark laser, you'll be standing on the left side, which means that you would want to soak the tower on the left. So here I have the light laser, same concept applies. I am on the right side, so I'll be soaking the tower that gets dropped on the right. Lots of stuff happened here.